Let's speak now to Ryan Kalimba, Chief Strategy Officer at the cybersecurity firm Proofpoint. Thank you very much for coming on the programme.
Of course, Lewis.
Just first of all, talk us through your initial thoughts here.
So this is part of what's becoming a worrying trend. That is, very sensitive organizations compromised through their cybersecurity providers, who of course very often have the keys to the kingdom, as was true in this case.
And so what kind of, I want to come to a couple of different elements here. The Chinese response, what was happening now, but just talk us through what is your understanding of what actually has happened, a bit of the mechanics, I suppose.
Sure, of course. So the software in question here is remote access software. It exists for a very good reason. These are privileged accounts that can, again, pretty much do anything to all of the computers in an entire organization. Accessing documents is actually about the least important thing that those software tools actually provide. So ultimately what's happened here is a key that represents that type of access, technical terms is called an API key, was compromised through a vulnerability in that company's software, and a Chinese state actor was able to use that to basically mint their own access tokens and access whatever they wished.
And so how big a compromise is that? Is this something where the organisation is going to really look at its procedures, or is this something that, well, actually their baseline level of security, okay, just a good performance, as it were, by the Chinese hackers, if that is the case, if that's what they were?
Oh, what's troubling and ironic here is that these are tools that are designed to keep us safe. This is, in fact, a tool that is supposed to keep you safe from this exact sort of intrusion. But in this case, an incredibly powerful tool like this can be used against you. And in that scenario, it's very, very difficult to surmise exactly what's happened because, again, it's functioning as your own IT administrators were. In this case, again, though, it's part of a larger pattern. Chinese state actors have done this repeatedly. The Salt Typhoon attacks on U.S. telcos right now, very much of a piece with this same sort of espionage-motivated action, going all the way back to the Office of Personnel Management, Anthem, and other breaches that really endangered quite a lot of sensitive information.
So what do you make of the response from the Chinese embassy spokesperson saying this is an irrational claim of cyber attacks from China?
I would be surprised if they didn't say that, because they've said that after every single one of these incidents. And at this point, we're into the dozens, if not hundreds, of reliably investigated incidents that are traced back to Chinese state actors. It started with the Chinese PLA, the military. It's moved to the Ministry of State Security, who often does this through contractors. But at this point, they've actually targeted numerous different cybersecurity companies, including Sophos in the UK, trying to gain this sort of access into incredibly sensitive targets, like the Treasury Department.
Ryan Kalimba, great to get your expertise. Thank you for that. Thanks for coming on the programme.
My pleasure.
Next.